got quite possibly the gnarliest GNCC of the season here today. So we're going to get going here and try to survive for 3 hours. So this start is obviously a little different. We're taking off on pavement in the village, and then it's also live engine. We've got about 7 guys on my row here. First top 5 guys are in front of us in my class, so they're going to take off here, and then we're going to be about 5 seconds behind them. So my first start ever on pavement, didn't get the hottest of jumps here, but spun quite a bit, just kind of held it wide and hoped for the best, and should have leaned back on the bike a little bit with the pavement, but it's dusty here, so we're going to try to make quick work and get up to the front here, and then if we can catch the lead group in front of us, then we'll technically be beating them because we have a 5-second buffer. Yeah, everything out in the fields was dusty. In the woods, you guys will see it's a different story, but out here on these fire roads and the stuff that got sunshine, you couldn't see if there was somebody in front of you. Alright, so we're working our way into the woods for the first time here, and whew, that was a close one. I'm finding out real quick that these snowshoe rocks are slick. So from biking part of the track yesterday, I knew coming down this hole, we had Howard's Hole coming up. So coming down this hill, I knew what we were in for, and I think I've got a pretty good line going through here. Alright, so I'm just thinking stay right, stay right. There's some single track here, and I heard it was blocked off at some point, but I wasn't sure. Anyway, it wasn't blocked off for us, and we made up quite a bit of ground there. So got past a few guys, and we are going into Howard's Hole. So got one of the XC3 riders in front of us now, and I should have thought of a different line here. I was just kind of following the leader at this point. I wasn't too sure where my line was with all the ruts and stuff, so I was just kind of following, and should have picked my own line as Jake and Ben go past us here, or maybe that was Max, but anyway, got passed back by a couple guys, so gained a few positions, lost a couple, and I think we still ended up ahead, but definitely could have been a little bit farther ahead if we would have picked a better line through some of that stuff. Not the end of the world though, we still got like 3 hours left. Okay, so these hills and this terrain may not look terribly gnarly, but the rocks are slick, the rocks are bigger than they look on camera, and the hills are bigger than they look on camera. If you were there, you know what I'm talking about, but man, it was a task trying to get some traction on the 125 because they just want to kind of rip out from underneath you, but here, once they start ripping, they're just they're spinning the back tire, so you're not going to go anywhere and just going to slide out. So trying to get the traction down to the ground is a bit of a challenge here. And this downhill rock garden, it felt like we were in endurocross here for a second. Like, these things, you just had to be careful, work your way through, pick a good line. And I'd say that was the most important thing throughout the day, was picking a good line, try to stay smooth, keep your momentum, and just kind of think about what's coming up ahead, so that way you can prepare for it and think of a good line for that section. Notice this section is a little bit faster than a lot of them, and even with this section being faster though, it still is slick. So if you guys kind of hear the bike lugging a little bit more than usual races, that's probably why, just because I'm trying to get the traction down, not spin my rear tire, and just try to drive forward. A lot of the other races, with them being a little bit sandier, even like the Indiana rounds having more traction, I can really rev the bike out. But here, it's a totally different story. So at this point, I think I am about 4th or 5th right now, and it doesn't seem like there's very many people out on this track. Like, I guess maybe it's just because the rows, we kind of got spread out early, but anyway, it was weird because I didn't have anybody really to look up ahead and push me, other than, you know, obviously now I do here, but part of the time it was just like riding by myself, and I kind of had to stay focused, made sure I was still pushing and still trying to put that effort in to keep pushing forward. So that was a little bit difficult when I was all by myself, like I was talking about, but now we got Jake in front of us here, so we're going to try to push and catch up with him. Pull over a bit here to the side and let one of the riders from 8 class by me here. And man, as soon as he passed me, I was like, is it me that's going so slow? Is it my tires, suspension? Like, what's going on? It looks like he's just driving through. But after the race, I kind of thought about it, and I don't know how big of a difference it makes, but I'm sure that 250F maybe has a little bit more of that tractor kind of traction power, I guess you could say. But yeah, he definitely pulled away on me hard there. Alright, so we're coming up on one of the last hills on the track, and this was what seemed like never ending. Go up for a while, cross the road, and go up again. And then a little bit of a break here, back into the woods, and go up some more. This hill here, section right about there, was the hardest part of the track, hands down. I think everybody that rode this track would probably agree, but it wasn't very long, but just that little tiny section was so hard, and it was only like one line. So if somebody was stuck in front of you, that's when it got really hairy. Alright, so we're going to go through pro pits here for the first time, and just kind of take a breather, kind of reset, make sure we're good to go for the next lap, and just get going, put down smooth, fast, consistent one. If you guys haven't already, also be sure to check out yesterday's video. It's kind of the vlog style from the whole weekend, and it shows some race footage, and then also getting to the race, getting ready to go racing, biking the track, everything like that. Just go watch it. You guys will see, but be sure to check it out. And yeah, we're going to get through here and get through scoring, head on to another one in these snowshoe mountains. Time to go back down the hill that seemed like it was never ending, but luckily we just have like half of it to go down there, and then we'll hit the other half later. But onto the fire road, you can go as fast as you wanted on that thing. I heard some guys were going over 70 miles an hour, but me, 125, we were just chilling, maybe around 50 or so. More fire roads, once again, go as fast as you want, whoever has the biggest guts. But man, this here was about as fast as I wanted to go, especially with some of that dust coming up. Alright, we are on to that next lap now. Haven't mentioned it yet, but look at the skies. We had awesome weather this weekend, and like I was saying earlier, we did have that dust in the fields, in the fire roads, I guess. Not really fields in snowshoe, we don't have that, but a little bit of dust out in the open stuff. But then the stuff in the woods was just about perfect, and it didn't rain on us, so there was a chance of rain, but we ended up lucking out. So we got blessed this weekend as far as the weather goes. Oh no, yeah, slick rocks, come on now. You gotta know by now, there's slick rocks out here. I think coming in that corner, I may just grabbed a touch too much of front brake, and front end just said, see you later, have a nice fall. But got to pick back up there quick, and we're back on track. And after that, lost my flow here for a little bit, just had to kind of cruise around and reset, but we're back going again, and coming back down to Howard's Hole. So same line from last lap here, but man, it is getting deeper. This rut, become one rut through the whole thing, and rocks inside the rut, roots inside of it, and yeah, it's getting rough. So I think at this point we're about 4th place now. So worked up one spot, and we got Jake still in front of us here. So we're close to that podium position. We just got to keep working forward and keep plugging our way through this race. With terrain like this and like these difficult rocks and roots everywhere, I would have thought it would have been a little bit more one line, but luckily it's typical GNCC stuff. You have about 5 different lines everywhere that aren't bad, so it was really cool kind of getting to switch it up and just kind of always be searching for that good line. Anyway though guys, we ended up getting on that podium, so I know the GoPro didn't record the whole thing, but we made a pass, got into 3rd, and then on the 2nd to last lap we made it into 2nd, and I thought I had 2nd until Howard Toll on the last lap, and then my chain guide, therefore my chain came off like 4 times on the last lap, I don't know, way too many times, and ended up getting passed back, and so we ended up 3rd, but first podium, I was pumped on it. So thank you guys for supporting me through this, and I can't wait till the next one. We got summer break now, still going to be doing some races here and there, so we'll see you guys on the next video. Thanks for watching.